Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and the Chinese learning series, and today we are doing the lesson 2. Okay, so today we are going to be doing lesson 2, I just realized, but you can't read the word, you can't read the title because it's covered by the clip, it is called it's called the calligraphy strokes table, okay? So as you can see, we have the table right here, and I specifically split the strokes up into two groups. So the groups on the left side are called the primary strokes because you can use any of these strokes to make the secondary strokes over here. So let's take, for example, the vertical hook. You can take the vertical stroke and the dot to create it. Okay, so let's dive in. Okay, so we have stroke number 1. It is called the horizontal stroke because, as you can see, it is just a horizontal line. Okay, and then over here I have the examples, and as you can see, this is used in different colored ink. We have black ink and purple ink. In purple ink is the horizontal strokes. So as you can see, the horizontal strokes are right here and right there. And this is the example, and this word is called 土, 土, which means earth. Okay, next we have the left falling stroke, and as you can see, it is a stroke that's falling leftward down. So it's falling left downward. And we have example right here. This word is called run, or human, or person, etc. Now, if we have a left falling stroke, then of course we have a right falling stroke. And again, this is a stroke that's falling right downwards. Okay, and then this is not a typo, or I guess it's not a typo because I didn't type this, but oh, I know. This should be a right-o, but that doesn't sound right either. Let's just say, okay, this is not something that I wrote wrong. These are two authentic, genuine, different words. This is called ru, which means to enter or is an entrance. If you put it with another Chinese word, 进, you put it together, 进入 means to enter. Okay, so this is the right falling stroke. Next one is the easiest stroke of today's video. It is called the dot stroke. And as you can see, it is a dot. Now, one thing about the dot stroke, this is not a circle dot, so not your regular dot. So imagine this like rice. So if you've eaten rice before, you know that rice isn't just a small, like, little perfect sphere of rice. It's more of like an elongated, elliptical shape, like an oval. And that's perfectly what a dot stroke is. It's not dot, but like a little, it's like a little right falling stroke, but very small and miniature. We have the example right here is called 下, which means down. Okay, next one is called the horizontal bend. Okay, so as you can see, this is made up of a horizontal stroke, and then it has a bend in it. This looks to me like somebody just broke their chopsticks. And we have the example again in the purple ink. This word is called 口, meaning mouth or related to mouth. Okay, you have the hooked horizontal stroke, and as you can see, it is a horizontal stroke that has a hook on it. Example word, we have P is more of like, it's like your skin, but not exactly your skin because your skin's soft and smooth. For most people, that is, except me. But it's more of like, like animal skin, more rough. Kind of like leather, so it's more rough, not exactly as smooth. And so that's what P is. You got the vertical bend. Okay, so it is a vertical stroke that has a bend in it. Vertical bend, horizontal bend. As you can see, this this, as you can see, it kind of looks the same, you know, it both has horizontal strokes and vertical strokes, but the main way you can tell is which stroke do you write first when you write this which stroke do you write when you write this combination, you know, combination. So in horizontal stroke, you write the horizontal line before you write the vertical stroke, so that's why it's called the horizontal bend. Then you have the vertical bend. You write the vertical stroke before writing the horizontal stroke. Okay? And then we have the example. Shan, shan, which means mountain, or some other rocky area. Okay, you have the vertical lift. Okay, so these two are kind of different. One difference is vertical hook is actually hooked to the right, the left, and they will always be hooked to the right. That is if it's like that format. But anyway, this, and another thing is this hook is smaller than this lift. As you can see, this lift is longer, and so that's how you can tell them apart. This is the vertical lift, and then the example is another different type of complicated word that we will learn in depth later. Depth, not depth, but depth. Okay, so this word is called 长 or 长. So depending on which situation you've got, you can use this word in two different types. First type, 长. This is the more regular way. People use this word more in that format. 长, which means long. So like this long pointer thing that I have in my hand. This is my real hand right here. And then the other type is called 长, which means to grow. Okay, then you have the vertical curve. Now, before we actually go into all the other stuff, you can see that the vertical curve and the vertical bend are very similar, you know? The main difference is the vertical curve, the two strokes that made it up, their ratio are about the same, you know. Let's see. So about like a 2 to 3 ratio, while a vertical bend has more of like a 1 to 5 ratio. As you can see, the horizontal stroke is much more longer than the vertical stroke, and so that's how you can tell those two apart. Another thing is the whenever you see the word bend, you will know that it is more of a sharp turn, you know, like when you're turning down a street, it's a sharp turn. That's a bend. Now, when you have a curve, it's not exactly like a you know, it's like, take a sharp turn. It's more of like, a calm turn, you know, it's rounded, it's not pointy and everything. So that's how you can tell those two apart. Example for a vertical curve. This is the Chinese word for four. 四. I think many of you might have learned this if you learned some simple basic Chinese. Next one is vertical stroke. It is a basic vertical line, you know, this basic vertical line. And our example, it is called 中, or middle. Okay, we have gone through all of the primary strokes. Now it's time for the I get my mind mangled up sometimes. Not vertical, but secondary strokes. Okay, and then a little warning towards the end, these names are gonna get a bit hard and confusing and nonsensing. Okay, so we have number 1. We have the hooked curve. Difference between vertical hook and hooked curve. Hooked curve, as you can see, the vertical hook is a vertical line that is straight, while the hooked curve is a hooked, you know, it's more of a curved line that has a hook to it. Okay, so hooked curve. Example, in this example, so this you will also learn later in depth. There are some special words called question words and answer words. So you use these words in sentences when you say them. So when you say them, to signify that it's a question, or if you're replying as an answer. So liao in particular, or le, this is another this again is another two meaning word, like the English two meaning words. This is an answer word. So like, let's say I finished, and then how you would say it is 我完成了. See, you hear the le at the end. And like I said, this is an answer word because I finished is an answer. And then later on, you will also learn the question words that include口. Next one is called the recumbent hook. Like this video if you didn't even learn the word recumbent until right now, because I didn't until the night that I was writing this table. Oh, well, and I know a lot of words, so it's like shocking to me. So recumbent, it means, actually I didn't even search this up, this is my guessing. Recumbent means to curve a lot more than normal, I'm guessing. So it is a recumbent horizontal stroke that has a hook appendage to it. Okay, and then the example here is called xing, which means heart. Okay, now we have the left falling bend. It is a left falling stroke that has a bend to it. Pretty simple. You have ying, which means cloud. And then now you have the horizontal left falling stroke. Advice to all learners. Since these names are going to start getting really confusing, it's best if you break them up, you do them step by step and write them out and saying those names. So for example, horizontal left falling stroke. So you write the horizontal stroke first before you write the left falling. And so that's where the name comes from, horizontal left falling. And that's a way you can break it up and then learn them more quicker and better and more efficiently. Next one, we're starting to get crazy on those names. Hooked horizontal bend. As you can see, it's a horizontal bend that has a hook to it. And the example is li, which means power. And example from last stroke is called you. You means again, so like to happen again. Curved vertical hook. So it's a vertical curve with a hook, but it's a curved vertical hook, and yeah. So a curved vertical hook, it's a vertical hook that has a curve to it. So it's more of like a fishing hook, If you go fishing a lot, this might look like a fishing hook to you. Example is If you add the Chinese word 子 to the end, it means sun. 子. Okay, next one is called the hooked curved horizontal bend. This is one of the most hardest names you're going to learn on this list. The other one is right here, and we'll get to that later. Hooked curved horizontal bend. It's a horizontal bend that's curved and that also has a hook. Pretty simple and not so simple all at the same time. Next one, we have the slanted horizontal hook. Slanted horizontal hook. So it's slanted and it's a horizontal hook. Really simple and very confusing at the same time. The examples, I forgot again, but it's okay. Example for this one, it is the Chinese word for 9, or 九. Example for the slanted horizontal hook is 飞, which means to fly and be free. Actually, no, not the be free part, just to fly. Okay, next one is double bended horizontal hook. The next hardest name you're going to learn on this list. The double bended, so as you can see, it has two bends, and then it's a horizontal hook. So it has two bends and horizontal hooks. Quite simple, right? Am I right? Okay, I'm not right. Example is ma, which means horse. Ma. Congratulations, you have made it to the last stroke for today. It is called the vertical hook. It is a simple vertical stroke with a hook. The example is 小, which means small. 小. small. Okay, so we have gone over all of the calligraphy strokes, and like I said, you can use any of these strokes to create any Chinese word out there. And yes, this is true. You don't even have to search this up. You obviously can make any word using any of these strokes. And that's pretty amazing, because it's like this is 20, even less than the English alphabet, and like you can use this to make like all 2,000, 3,000 something Chinese words. And so it's really amazing, and that you only need to learn like 20 like strokes to be able to learn all Chinese words. Actually, no, you have to learn a lot more before you can write any Chinese words with using these. But that's for another lesson. So, and again, this is part 1. There are going to be 4 parts to this. So, next video, I'm going to make part 2 of lesson 2. And but before lesson 2, learn up on all of these strokes because you'll need it. Trust me, you'll need it because it's going to get harder and harder. Okay, so study up on this. This is going to be your homework, and I will see you on the next video. And please like and subscribe to my channel, okay? And I'll see you on the next video.